Hello, everyone, and welcome back. It has been over 400 days. That's right. This is the Team Supernova podcast. I'm Tebow.
And I'm Darn.
Welcome back. It has been so long. We have so much to catch up on, and I'm just ready to dive into it. Darn, what is up with you?
Nothing much. I got back from a vacation recently. That was fun. And yeah, like a lot's been going on. It's been a long time since we've been here. But of course, I got the GOAT Mountain Dew flavor. Tebow, you got it as well.
Bring it back.
Let's just crack it open.
Bring it back.
Yep, just as good as I remember. Although actually less spicy.
It seems like with age, the spice has died down a little bit.
Oh, if you didn't like Flamin Hot, you might like it now. Now
True.
that it's flat. It's got more of a lime taste to it. Yeah. Oh.
Still incredible flavor. Still should bring it back.
Absolutely. Bring it back just so we could have the spicier version. In fact, make it spicier.
Bring back the Dew Store version.
Yeah, bring back the Dew Store version. Actually, I think I do prefer this version, but I see why a lot of people prefer the Dew Store version.
This is definitely more friendly to the palate, I would say.
Yeah. And for those who missed out, this came out 2022.
Yes.
Yeah, in like the spring.
Yes.
And but it also came out in 2021 as a online Dew Store exclusive, and it was only in the tall cans and it had a different recipe, which it tasted more like regular Dew, like a spicy regular Dew. This one's more like a spicy lime flavored Dew.
Yeah.
Actually, now I think about it, I'm kind of tasting a little bit of whiteout in there. I don't know about you, but
I could
like
see
a little
it.
bit in the back end. Yeah.
Especially like now that the heat has kind of died down a little bit with age. I wouldn't have guessed that, but yeah, I can kind of see it.
And oh yeah, I've also tried Distortion since the last episode. That one was really good. I bought like a can, very old can. It was flat, but it was good. Tasted like lime flavored whiteout. I was surprised how much it tasted like whiteout actually. It had like the same texture.
So then can you taste or smell the distortion in Flamin' Hot at all?
Like a little bit.
Because like when this freshly hit stores, I remember cracking one open and being like, this smells exactly like distortion. But like at that time, 10-year-old flavor, and everyone in the Discord was like, I've never had distortion. I mean, it's nothing to me.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I in grade 9, my 7-Eleven near my junior high school, it used to have Crush Lime on fountain. So I would drink like a double gulp of it like almost every day. I'm surprised I don't have diabetes.
I would probably do that too if I had access to that. That sounds awesome.
Because it's Crush Lime to this day in Canada. It still has brominated vegetable oil, which is a carcinogen. And Mountain Dew used to have it until 2020. And, a lot of the flavors, they were phasing it out from like 2015 to 2020, I believe.
I think so. It sounds right.
Yeah. A lot of people were complaining about Pitch Black in 2016, removing it.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we left off, 400 plus days ago, we had just done a sort of rewind episode of 2022. So I guess it makes the most sense to, let's run through what happened in 2023.
Yeah, so obviously it started off with Pitch Black LTO launch. Pitch Black Zero, and Pitch Black Energy. All three of them came out for a limited time there.
And permanent in Canada for, Pitch Black.
Yeah, permanently in Canada too, which a lot of people are jealous about. I don't drink a lot of Pitch Black actually, but I have like this massive shelf literally off screen of just a lot of Mountain Dews that I still have to get through. So,
and I know a lot of people with Pitch Black, the biggest part of the conversation was just lack of availability. You know, a lot of people, some people didn't get it at all. Some people only found it once or twice. Just first, the release was pushed back a couple weeks. And then I think the demand might have just been higher than Pepsi was expecting, or, you know, people buying it all off the shelves.
Yeah, the demand was insane. And yeah, hopefully in future releases they definitely fix that. But there was another release later this year that had the same issue. So we'll get to that when we talk about December, though.
Uh,
November, December.
so after Pitch Black would have been Summer Freeze, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, Summer Freeze was the Summer Americana as it was called, but it really just like ice pop. They call it ice pop in Canada because it just released in Canada for a limited time. But yeah, in the U.S. it was called Summer Americana. It's the red, white, and blue firecracker, bomb pop, whatever you call it, popsicles. Blue raspberry, lemon, cherry. Those three flavors combined. I don't know. I was not a huge fan of it, and to this day I still am not a huge fan of Summer Freeze. But there's a lot of fans for it.
You know, I found myself liking it a little bit more than Liberty Brew, and I think I've expressed my distaste for Dew SA before. If I haven't, it sucks. um, that should have been a social media post recipe, in my opinion. But I like Summer Freeze more than both of them, but for me, it was just okay. You know, like it wasn't bad, but I also think I wish I had it. I could just grab it. Fago Firework, I feel like did the summer pop bomb pop flavor a lot better than Summer Freeze.
At least I think I hear a lot of people, they say that it tasted kind of like if Frostbite. It has a similar flavor, like level as Frostbite, so it's kind of watered down. Fago Firework, it did a much better job of tasting like a summer pop.
I almost wonder if I set my expectations too high with Summer Freeze because of Fago Firework, right? Because like I already had tried Fago Firework. So like I tried that and I was like, all right, so this is gonna be that, but Mountain Dew. And then when it wasn't, I was like, oh well, that's kind of lame.
No, that's how it is. And
Definitely
then
not a
after,
bad flavor though.
oh yeah, sorry. Oh yeah, I forgot. They also released Summer Freeze Zero Sugar as well.
I will say, did you try zero sugar Summer Freeze?
I did. It tasted the same to me. So we might have a different opinion on this.
We do. I think I liked zero sugar a little bit more than full sugar. In my experience, you know, it's been over a year since I tried it, but I remember the bomb pop flavor being a little bit stronger with the zero sugar, which really surprised me. But it was exciting that they did a patriotic flavor in zero sugar. Unfortunately, a pattern that won't continue, but you know, at the
Yeah.
time it was exciting.
Like how many Zero Sugar LTOs are coming out this year again? One?
Two, if you count Purple Thunder. Zero.
Oh, I wait. I was only counting Purple Thunder. I forgot what the other one was.
Voodoo.
Oh yeah, I forgot Voodoo's getting a zero. Yeah. There's not a lot of Zero Sugars coming out this year, so that is something that will be dearly missed about 2023 for sure. But yeah, I guess Summer Freeze Zero wasn't that bad, but it was to me it was just more of the same, but it was a good option. A lot of the zero sugar drinkers out there, they loved sugar Summer Freeze, so I'm happy for
Definitely.
them, but I wish that they got more.
So after that, then would have been the Bajas.
I believe so, yeah. Caribbean Splash and Passion Fruit Punch.
Yes, I didn't think about that for a second. My mind was just on this year's Bajas.
Yeah, I actually have like 2 cases plus of each of those flavors I still have to get through.
Wow.
So I've actually been drinking them recently. Caribbean Splash, it tastes a lot like Mango Gem to me. like a different take on mango gem. Like not mango, but it has the same experience as mango
I can
gem, if that
definitely
makes sense.
taste the mango gemness
Yeah.
to it. Um,
Yeah.
I'm about to just give away my opinion of the other one. I have two cases of one of the Baja spinoffs, and it's not passion fruit punch.
Mm.
I did not save any of that one. I did not
Yeah.
care for passion fruit punch.
I like passion fruit punch. I think I like both of those years' flavors equally, but they're kind of underwhelming to me.
I
Oh.
think I think my problem I think I just set my expectations too high for some of the LTOs, because going into passion fruit punch, I'd tried passion fruit frenzy, and I really 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 like passion fruit frenzy. And the I feel like the passion fruit kind of just hits at a different if in a different way than passion fruit frenzy. And I don't think it's bad, but it's not what I was hoping it was going to be. So I feel like because of that I'm disappointed about it.
And yeah, for those who don't know what passion fruit frenzy is, it's a New Zealand and Australia exclusive flavor. Now Australia, I think it came out this year or last year.
I think really recently.
Yeah, pretty recently. Yeah, passion fruit punch. No, I mean passion fruit frenzy. Yeah, and it's pretty popular. A lot of the people who tend to try the international exclusives, they love passion fruit
It's always
frenzy.
a favorite.
It's like a strong flavor, and passion fruit punch is more mellow. But I don't know. I haven't personally tried it. In my experience with passion fruit punch, it is kind of mellow, and a lot of people said that it tastes like purple thunder.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that.
And I'll be honest, the texture is kind of similar. I kind of get it from the texture, not really the flavor though.
I didn't drink it enough
That's
to
fair.
have an opinion on that, honestly.
Yeah. And it's like almost the same shade of purple, so of course people are going to say that it tastes the same because it's purple.
And it tastes like pitch black.
Oh yeah, that's true. And why
Anything
are people
purple.
so upset about the lack of availability on Pitch Black? They had it released twice in the USA.
Yeah, yeah.
No. Um
After Baja spin-offs, was that just I feel like we're missing something. Was it just
yeah, was there some sort of store exclusive or restaurant exclusive that came out? Genuinely trying to
well,
remember now.
of course we had Baja Energy re-release, but
Oh yeah, I
you know how I
mean,
feel about
yeah,
that.
I actually kind of liked it, but I liked it more than Baja Zero, but less than regular Baja Blast.
I know I expressed my distaste for this in the 2022 rewind.
Hmm.
Baja Energy is at the bottom of my tier list. It was, and it still is. Mainly just out of principle that I'm upset that I don't think it tastes like Baja Blast.
Yeah, as someone who did like it, I see why people did absolutely hated it because you know when it's called Baja Blast and it's an energy drink made by Mountain Dew, you'd expect it to actually taste like Baja Blast.
Yeah, it just like sets a level of expectation, and then when it's not there, it's like,
Yeah.
what the heck?
It's not like Pepsi can't make energy drinks. Like they make Rockstar, they make Celsius, or I don't know, they bought
Exactly.
Celsius, but and they bought Rockstar. But they could have their flavor engineers over at Rockstar Celsius make Mountain Dew flavors, and it's disappointing that they're not.
That would be awesome.
Mm.
Like, give me a Rockstar punched Baja Blast. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would actually be like really, really good
I would be
if
I
they
would
do
be
it right though,
very here
because
for that.
a lot of the more recent Rockstar punched flavors, I don't think they're as good as they used to be.
Because wasn't there was there a mango punched,
Yes.
and it was awful.
It was so bad.
Sorry, I pulled up the Mountain Dew wiki calendar just because I had a feeling that we missed a few things, and we did. We
Ah.
missed Major Melon Energy released
Oh
at
yeah,
the
I
same time.
completely forgot about Major Melon Energy. Energy.
That was around the same time as Summer Freeze.
I think that
I
was a bit
actually,
before Summer Freeze, and there
you're
was
right.
another. Oh yeah, Strawberry Startup Kickstart. Those two released
They,
at the same
yeah,
time
they did.
before Summer Freeze.
I kind of liked Major Melon Energy. I'm not gonna lie,
It was pretty good.
for
Better than
energy
Baja
flavor.
Energy. I think it used the exact same flavorings as Major Melon because it tasted like Major Melon. Tasted more like full sugar Major Melon than it did zero sugar. I think I do
Definitely.
prefer zero sugar Major Melon though.
Like I feel like it was good for a Mountain Dew energy flavor, which for me, just being a Mountain Dew energy flavor automatically drops it down to D tier.
Hmm.
And that's for me, that's just a dig on the entire line.
I thought a few of the flavors were good, but they weren't great though.
Now did you have the strawberry startup kickstart?
I did, yeah. I thought that one was pretty good as well. It tastes like have you tried Sprite Lemonade Legacy?
Yes. I do really like that.
I feel like it's basically just that. They basically are the same drink essentially, to me at least. I don't know.
I haven't had it in a while. I would have to probably retry it to even even know where my opinion stands on that one, honestly.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Let's see. We also, oh my gosh, there's something in my eye. We also forgot that in 2023, even earlier, there was a lot that happened last year. Oh my gosh. So Hard Black Cherry was discontinued, and then Hard Livewire was released last year.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I'm a big fan of Hard Livewire. I'll be honest.
I don't like Hard Live Wire. I think it's my least favorite one.
Really,
Yeah, we have opposite opinions on this.
what really surprised me, I'm sure this is no longer the case, because this was sales statistics as of last year, and they were from Blue Cloud Distribution. Rip. Um, but last year, Hard Live Wire was their best selling flavor of Hard Mountain Dew, which blows my mind. Like I assumed it would be Hard Baja Blast, right? Because it's Baja
Yeah.
Blast. The people must like Hard Live Wire.
I think part of it is also because it's like Livewire is spotty to get. So if you're in one of the lucky states that gets hard Mountain Dew, that's probably the easiest way for you to get Livewire in Kansas, especially.
It is
And
ironic that that's like how canned Livewire is getting out to more states is just Hard Mountain Dew.
yeah, and I think it was a very good move. How instead of calling it like Hard Mountain Dew Orange, they actually called it Livewire. They actually
Yes.
used the name of their Orange Mountain Dew.
Unlike watermelon. We also okay, so this was around the time of Summer Freeze. Hard Mountain Dew also released the at that point limited time Baja mix with Baja Blast, Hard Baja Blast Punch, Hard Baja Blast Mango, and Hard Baja Blast Pineapple. Did you get a chance to try those at all?
I have not, unfortunately. I've only tried the regular Baja one.
I I'll glaze over them pretty quick, but I'm pretty impressed with them. You know, they're permanent now. Mango's pretty solid. I feel like there's definitely a kind of mango gemness to it. Definitely more so than Hard Baja Blast Punch or Hard Baja Blast Pineapple. Um, Hard Baja Blast Pineapple kind of just reminds me of like a pineapple cider, which, you know, if you like that kind of thing, is good. Like I like Red's pineapple cider. Kind of reminds me of that, but it's ironic because I feel like my least favorite flavor of the Baja Blast mix is Hard Baja Blast
Mm.
because it just reminds me too much of Baja Zero, and I don't like Baja Zero, and I know you don't
Yeah,
like Baja Zero.
that one we're both not a fan of.
And then the only other thing that we missed, um, before we catch up to the Bajas was the Supernova Slurpee in Canada.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so yeah, 7-Eleven Canada, they released for a limited time Slurpee of Mountain Dew Supernova. And I did try it for sure. It it tastes more like voltage than I was expecting it to be.
It makes me wonder if it's that ginseng kick to it.
Yeah, it could be, but I don't know. It felt like they used the same base, if that makes sense. Like if there
Definitely.
was like a base to the democracy flavors, and then they just add like raspberry on top of it, or they add like strawberry melon or whatever the wild bit fruit revolution one was.
That could definitely be because they all had sort of a berryness to them.
Yeah. And then
Some other
Purple
words, but
Thunder also kind of tastes like it has the same base to that. It feels like a fourth democracy one flavor.
that's true. I never really thought about it that way, but that explains why I like Purple Thunder so much.
Yeah, I
Honestly,
think that explains why it's such a very popular flavor because it's just really good. It's built on a good foundation, a good
yes.
successful foundation.
Okay, so now we're caught up with where we had been going off of memory with last year. So after that, not a new release, but Uproar was discontinued. Really upset about that. I loved Uproar. Such a fantastic flavor.
I only tried it like once. I thought it was decent. I didn't really love it though. I didn't see a need to buy more than one.
Um okay, let's see. The next thing after that was another Canadian exclusive flavor that was planned for the United States, but it got canceled.
Oh yeah, Honeydew. Yeah. Oh
That
yeah.
was in
Also in
August.
Canada, before that, we did get Purple Thunder for a limited time.
Oh, that's right.
Uh, yeah, only Purple Thunder, only in bottles, only at Circle K. Because at that point, what they used to do annually was like two canned releases, Circle K exclusive. The year before that, it was Whiteout and Purple Thunder, and then the year before that was Baja Flash, Baja Punch. So then going from that with the tall cans to just bottled Purple Thunder, that one was a bit disappointing, but I think I prefer Purple Thunder in bottles anyway. But then after that, for a limited time, not exclusive to Circle K, we got Honeydew, which was originally planned to release as a permanent American flavor in the US that year until it was canceled, and then they pushed the Pitch Black release up ahead, and then they added Summer Freeze. And
I know a lot of people were not happy that we ended up not getting Honeydew.
at the time, they seemed glad that Honeydew was canceled, but then they were upset that Canada got it.
Which it's ironic to me that so many people say like, "Oh, Canada gets all the good stuff," when like, come on, let's count them up. Like the United States gets like 20 releases every year to Canada's one or two. Like
Always limited time, pretty much, except for Pitch Black. But
to me, I think it's an absolute win that Canada gets cool stuff. Like Honeydew,
yeah,
that's awesome. That's super cool in my opinion.
yeah, absolutely.
What did you think of
Yeah,
Honeydew?
Honeydew, it was pretty good. Yeah, it tasted like it tasted kind of like Major Melon if it was not watermelon flavored, but was melon flavored instead.
I feel like it was definitely
Honeydew.
Major Melon adjacent.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I it had like a little bit of a tartness to it, a little bit, and oh, I think it just goes down smoother as well. I do prefer it over Major Melon,
I
but
would say I also prefer it over Major Melon. Um, for me, it was like one of those that I liked it, but I remember I bought some off of you, and then you got
yeah,
swarmed by so many orders last year.
yeah,
Um,
I had to cancel a lot of them.
gosh, there was so many. Um,
Yeah,
but I ordered however many from you, and I don't even think I drank them all. I think I drank half of them, and then I was like, okay, like if I'll see if I can like do some trades or something. Like for me, it was one of those that like it was cool that I got to try it, but I didn't. It wasn't like a flavor like, oh my god, I need to stock this up. Like if Supernova came out in Canada, I would be
of
spending
course you'd
so much
stock up
money.
on that, especially in cans.
hmm
Like
Oh
if they
yeah.
release the tall cans at Circle K,
Oh yeah.
please, Mountain Dew Canada,
Yes.
allow me to make money off this man.
Let's see what after
I
that.
think after that was Voodoo. which was that one they did differently.
Yeah, so this year was the first year that it was an official collaboration with a candy brand, which we kind of got notice about that in advance, right? Years past we had fruit candy explosion, fruit candy chews, sour candy flavor. I'm still mad about sour candy flavor. That's dumb,
Yeah,
especially since
it should have been Sour Patch Kids.
it was on the label. I'm still mad
You
about
could
that.
taste like the red one and the blue one in there.
Um,
It tasted like Sour Patch Kids. The fact that it wasn't was a
spot on.
huge letdown.
Um,
But
so yeah, we knew that it was going to be a brand collab this year. What we didn't realize that was going to mean was that Mountain Dew was going to immediately spoil the surprise the first time they posted about it by posting a balloon emoji.
oh yeah, because since it was a collab, they had to actually agree to terms with the other company. Usually, they would reveal it on October 31st, Halloween Day,
Right.
and that's usually like when they stop making it. So for marketing purposes, it makes sense that they did reveal it like what? Mid-October or like
It was in
early
September.
October? Oh, it was in September, yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yes, that was really early.
Oh, September 26th.
Wow.
Revealed to be cherry airheads. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see both sides of it. Like, definitely from a marketing standpoint, it doesn't make sense to wait until Halloween. But also, like, literally day one that they announced it, the balloon emoji was in their bio. Like, that was kind of lame. Also, they stopped using Voodoo Grim last year, and I was also upset about that.
Oh wait, they did?
Yeah, the Voodoo Grim account didn't tweet at all last Halloween.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
They didn't even do the reveal on the Voodoo Grim account like they typically do.
Yeah, that's kind of disappointing. And I wasn't really a huge fan of this flavor either.
It was. I liked it in principle, right? Like, I liked that it was actually like a discernible, nameable flavor. Like, I could taste that it was cherry airheads. I just didn't really
Yeah.
like it that much.
Yeah, I don't know. There's better cherry Mountain Dews out there. There's ones that I don't like out there that people like more than that.
It was cool to be able to like go to the store and pick up some airheads. I'm sure that's why they did it, right? Go pick up
Yeah.
airheads, pick up voodoo. The flavor's definitely there, like that aspect. That's cool, but like, I didn't drink nearly as much as I did in like 2020 or 2022.
One thing I will say is that if they are gonna release it, reveal it that early, why not just put hints on the label?
Yeah,
You could see on the shelf. Oh, that's a cherry Airhead Mountain Dew. I should try that one.
plus like
But
the
at the
label,
same time,
it would look so
that
cool.
would ruin the entire thing. Oh yeah, sorry.
But you're right, it would ruin the entire thing. Or like, even if they could have just put, instead of putting the red balloon emoji in the bio on Twitter, put that on the label. Like, put the little subtle hints on the label. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a better way to approach it, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So after Voodoo was, well, first of all, around that time, we got word that a bunch of stuff was dying, like
Yeah.
9 things, and some of them didn't actually end up being the case. But 2 of them that did actually stick were Whiteout being fully axed by Whispack. Rip. Berry Monsoon and Berry Monsoon Zero being cut, although with fountain machines, sometimes those linger a few months later past the discontinuation.
Yeah.
I'm not really a fan of either one of them, but what I always say is it's never a good day when flavors are discontinued because every flavor is someone's favorite.
Yeah, that's true. Especially, Flamin' Hot. The day Flamin' Hot died, a small part of me died there.
Did you ever get to try Berry Monsoon? I know you had a lot of experiences trying to try Berry Monsoon.
I did not. Okay, so I asked my friend who was in Hawaii to go to Sam's Club to pick up a bottle for me. Put one in a bottle. It was super watered down, and it tasted like vitamins.
Oh,
So that is a failure. The second, I think I went to. Oh yeah, I was in Florida and I went to Sam's Club there. They did not have it. They were out. It was pouring water.
oh,
And then the third time I went to Montana, Great Falls. I went to the Sam's Club there. Same thing. It just poured water out of the fountain. So I am 0 for 3 on getting Berry Monsoon.
and then they discontinued it.
And then they discontinued it, so I'll never get to try it.
I will say, and I tried it, and then I saw a lot of other people saying the same thing in the Discord. Rockstar Recovery Berry Aid is very similar to Berry Monsoon. Obviously, you haven't tried it, but if you can find the Berry Aid Rockstar Recovery, that'll give you a kind of an idea of what they were going for with Berry Monsoon.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to seek it out.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. After that, the only thing after that was Game Fuel, which
Yeah.
it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I've already said before on this podcast I'm not a big fan of citrus cherry, but I know a lot of people heavily disagree with me on that.
Myself included.
Originally, what we were uh, told that we were going to get was actually another holiday gimmick flavor called Cobra Cane, which looked like to be some sort of strawberry candy cane flavor. I was actually super looking forward to it.
I was too.
I felt like I was the only one. People were like, "Oh no, it's gonna taste like toothpaste."
Yeah, I remember we were talking about mixing Flamin Hot with it on the podcast.
Oh yeah, of course.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. But yeah, I've actually tried this. I think I've mentioned this before. I've tried a lime mint Pepsi Zero from Poland. That one is actually like really good. It's like a spearmint kind of taste to it, and the lime. I don't dislike lime sodas, and I'd be very interested in trying Cobra Cane. But
I remember you saying that you tried it and that like it made you optimistic for Cobra Cane.
yeah, it did. Yeah.
It makes me curious what the decision was to not go that direction. I know around this late 2023, there was sort of a decision that was made internally that they really wanted to cut down on the amount of waste. And I think that's part of why we got word about a bunch of discontinuations. So maybe that's why. Maybe that's why they cut it.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, instead of making yet another failure flavor like gingerbread snapped or fruit quake for the holidays,
But not Flamin' Hot.
holidays
Flamin' Hot
Yeah.
did not fail.
Yeah, you could believe that. You could believe what you want to believe, Tebow. I won't put it against you. Yeah, so instead of those flavors, they just went with what they thought would sell really high. You know, Game Fuel. Game Fuel's been away for quite a while. It's a game collaboration flavor where usually historically it would be citrus cherry plus a second flavor, a new flavor every year. And this year was no exception because we got citrus cherry and we got Mystic Punch, which a lot of people say is very similar to the wild fruit flavor they used to have for World of Warcraft.
From the World of Warcraft collaboration. I do personally subscribe to that theory.
Yeah, I haven't had it, so I can't add any input to that. But I really liked that one.
The thing that was the most interesting about just that with Mystic Punch and Wild Fruit. I won't go super far into it because I know this could open an entire other can of worms. But the Mystic Punch had the same UPC as Wild Fruit, and there are some exceptions, and I'm sure we'll talk about that in another episode. But it's just really weird that like a flavor from 12 plus years ago used the same UPC because historically they don't do that, even with Voodoo.
Yeah, that's very odd. Yeah, there's like very few exceptions to that though. Like Code Red Zero is another example where
Yes, that
it
one's
did use the same UPC, but it was different. It still had a different recipe from Diet Code Red.
right. And also most notably with the return of Citrus Cherry, last time that everyone had it, it was half diet. And this time they have returned and it's back to being full sugar, albeit with a slight formula change, but I didn't hear anyone complaining that they changed it. So, I don't think it was a substantial change from what they had out before.
Yeah, I believe the last like the full sugar citrus cherry back in the day, it used to have 71 milligrams of caffeine and they lowered it down to 68. But I think the half diet one was a similar case with the caffeine. But another change was that it had clarified cherry juice in the new formula,
Yes,
where it didn't before.
right. And I was afraid that it was going to make a big difference in the taste, but to me it was just the classic citrus cherry that I personally love. I know you're not crazy about it, but for me it's an easy top 10 flavor.
Yeah, it did taste very similar to the other forms of citrus cherry I've had. I haven't had the full sugar one, but I had both the Doctor Disrespect one and the half diet one. Tasted the same, but I don't like it. So
It's not for you.
yeah,
Mystic Punch was a big hit with a lot of people. I did really like Mystic Punch as well.
but, oh yeah, they also killed Mountain Dew Energy. I forgot about that.
And so they killed Mountain Dew Energy. They killed Thrashed Apple.
Oh yeah,
I feel like I'm missing something else that they killed. Those are the big two, though. Oh, they killed mostly Real Sugar. We're still not sure where
I
the
think it might be a Wispack situation with real
yeah.
sugar, where some of the small independent bottlers are still making it, but if you're in an area with a like an official PepsiCo bottler, you might not see it anymore. A
And
lot
then
of people don't see it anymore.
most notably, because I still see people incorrectly saying this, Spark and Major Melon are not discontinued.
Yeah. They're just they're killing they're some of the SKUs are going to be less easy to find, like some areas you won't find major melon 12 packs anymore, but you'll still find bottles. I think that might also still be the case with Spark. And then
Especially with the zeros.
yeah, I think the zeros, those are now regional. So if you're a zero sugar fan, you might have a harder time finding those flavors.
I know
Sorry to hear that.
for me, both of them have got entirely disappeared, which is pretty
Oh,
disappointing because I liked Major Melon Zero a lot.
yeah, I think it's better than regular major melon. I'm gonna be honest, but um, with Thrashed Apple being killed, though, they made a Purple Thunder Kroger exclusive as well as Circle K exclusive, and they rolled out 12 packs.
I'm very I think that's a great choice personally because I never cared for Thrashed Apple. I know I've talked about that. I think we talked about that last time.
Yeah,
I
there's a
think that's a
lot of
great
fans
choice.
of Thrashed Apple out there, but I'm not really that big of a fan. Purple Thunder, though, I think it seems to be like the most successful store exclusive right now, and I'm very happy that it's going that way. And I hope Purple Thunder continues to grow and expand.
I agree. Purple Thunder is an immaculate flavor.
And one of the best flavors to release this decade, I think. Like new flavors.
I would agree. I would agree with you. I
Yeah.
think other than Pitch Black and Supernova, I think Purple Thunder's right underneath it for me. And those are last decade. um,
And then,
what else do we
let's
got
see,
this
I think
year?
uh,
Baja.
Baja Blast, yeah. So Baja Blast, it's historically always been a summer release for retail, but this year they actually released it permanently in stores.
And I know there's a lot of confusion, right? Because when they put it out, they said you can get Baja Blast all year round. So a lot of people took that to mean it's going to be available for 1 year and then it'll be gone. Um, but as we understand it, It's more of just Pepsi giving themselves the out in case it doesn't sell well, which it is. It's Baja Blast.
Yeah.
But also, I think they just don't want to use the word permanent anymore, and I can't imagine why that would be the case. Pitch black.
Yeah, well, the word permanent, people think, "Oh, it's permanent. It's never going to get killed." But like
Forever
I
and
swear like
always.
if like for the next 2 years, Coca-Cola regular sold $0 worth of product, do you think they would kill Coca-Cola?
Right.
Absolutely.
Or would they keep it just because they promised that it was a permanent flavor?
Did they ever even promise that Coca-Cola was permanent?
Right.
Same thing, right? If a flavor is not selling well, they're going to kill it.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
just that's just the reality of a publicly traded company such as PepsiCo. It's not just PepsiCo that they have to worry about. They have to worry about the investors who are looking at their sales numbers. They're like, well, some of these products aren't selling. We have to make money off of owning 0.01% of this company. Make it happen, or we're gonna pull money away. We're gonna take away some of your money.
And
I don't know anything about this financial stuff. This is just how I assume it goes.
on that note, at the beginning of beginning of this year, we lost Atomic Blue from Sheets,
Oh yeah.
which I didn't really care for. But, again, never good to lose flavors. And we also lost from Sheets Fountain Pitch Black. Two, it
Oh
was back to
no.
back.
The only thing I know about Fountain Pitch Black is that I hear it's not that good.
I did not care for it. It doesn't do it justice. Um, what else? That pretty much takes us up to the Baja spinoffs this year. So yeah, March of this year, unlike years past, the Baja spinoffs, Laguna Lemonade and Point Break Punch, uh, were released. For those of you that don't know, Laguna Lemonade is mango lemonade, and Point Break Punch is kind of just
Fruit punch.
fruit punch.
Yeah. It's just a fruit punch, basically. Fruit punch Baja.
Not that they've ever
Mango
done that before.
punches. Yeah.
So, what did you think of the Baja spinoffs?
I actually wasn't that huge of a fan. I was even more underwhelmed than last year.
Definitely got to disagree.
Yeah.
I I really liked both of the Baja spinoffs. I would say that the Baja spinoffs from this year were probably my favorite Baja spinoffs that have ever released. Um, I would say I liked Laguna Lemonade a little bit more than Point Break Punch, but both really enjoyable to me. Um, yeah, I've picked up a good amount of both of them.
Yeah, I disagree. I wasn't actually a fan of Laguna Lemonade. It felt a bit watered down compared to Mango Gem, and I had got a bit of a medicinal taste from it.
That's fair. I can
Yeah,
definitely see
and
that.
then Point Break Punch. I mean, I liked that one more, but it just tastes like, imagine fruit punch in your head, and imagine that as a Baja flavor. That's Point Break Punch.
Which, like, I feel like it definitely has advantages and disadvantages, right? Like, it's fruit punch, but also like,
Yeah,
cool, it's fruit punch, right? Like,
yeah.
some people love that, and some people it isn't very exciting at all. I'll give you that. It's not exciting at all. It's probably the least original Baja spinoff we've ever had, other than Baja Punch.
Baja Gold. Well, Baja Gold was just pineapple Baja.
That
It was the
that
worst version of
that's
Maui.
true. That's true.
I mean, Baja Punch, it had more of an orange cherry taste to it. And then the Point Break Punch, that one was just like similar to like Hawaiian Punch, for instance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So two different types of punches, but I did prefer the original Baja Punch over that. And Baja Flash is my favorite of the Baja flavors. So
Understandable. So then, so those dropped in March, and as per most years, still a 12-week run, right? And Right after that, we had. Should have put it on my desk. Purple
Thunder
Thunder
Zero.
Zero.
I have not tried it yet, but I've heard very good things.
I I enjoy it. Zero sugars are very often hit or miss for me. Sometimes I really like them, like Major Melon Zero. Sometimes I really don't, like Baja Blast.
Yeah.
This one is fantastic. Unfortunately, right now it's only limited time only. I think it's a 16-week run, which is weird. But I'm kind of hoping, right, like Frostbite Zero was limited time at first. Maybe they're just testing the waters to kind of give themselves an out if it doesn't do well.
Yeah, hopefully it does really well though, because there's the zero sugar offerings are getting smaller and smaller, so like there's less and less of them. So having an extra one and one of probably like the best new flavor in a long time.
Absolutely.
Uh
It seems like they're choosing their words very carefully ever
yeah.
since Pitch Black. They've learned.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Um, so next, not a new flavor, but this year, just this month actually, in the world of Hard Mountain Dew, Boston Beer fully took over distribution for Hard Mountain Dew. Um, Now, if you're asking yourselves, I thought Boston Beer already did Hard Mountain Dew. You're kind of right. Boston Beer made the product, but originally Pepsi was trying to do it themselves.
Yeah, very badly, I should mention. So they started this brand new company called Blue Cloud Distribution, which was an alcohol distribution company because they wanted to distribute their hard Mountain Dew and their hard Lipton tea, I believe.
Yep.
Which I don't remember who makes that one, but yeah. So they asked Boston Beer to make the product while they would distribute it. And the thing is, if you make a brand new hard like alcohol distribution company, you have to apply for permits in every single state individually.
You gotta apply for permits, you have to buy equipment, you have to hire staff, you have to train staff. Lots of things going on behind the scenes. And even in a few states, I know Virginia and I think Indiana, they got some legal pushback that for a little while in Virginia, their right to sell the product was revoked. Um, so I think those challenges, along with just how long it was taking to roll it out, kind of took them back to the drawing board. Just what are we doing here? Or how can we do this better? And so as a result, now Boston Beer is just fully taken over.
Yeah. And that is a good thing because Boston Beer, they have all the permits and all the staff and all the equipment to distribute it. They just have to have the right to do it. So now that
Right.
they do, we should be seeing a national rollout either this December or next January, I believe.
Yep. That's what they're
Yeah.
saying. And it's already looking promising, right? Because, they just took over this month and already we just got sightings in Indiana, Pennsylvania, and California. And those are three huge states that I've just seen people asking for it for a really long time, especially Pennsylvania.
And I think in a lot of liquor stores, they've been putting out like posters saying coming soon with the hard Mountain Dew on it.
Yes.
So
I know I saw that in
that was
Michigan.
spotted in Michigan.
Yes.
Future's looking bright for hard Mountain Dew.
Which I'm surprised that we're saying that, like I'm not mad about it. But
Yeah.
it's
So
good that
like,
the future's looking up for it.
yeah, might have taken a bit long to get to this. Maybe they should have just had it from the beginning, and it would have rolled out by the end of 2 years ago. But we'll take it though. We'll take what we can get for sure.
I will say on that note, last year, we didn't mention it in the 2023 section. Hard Mountain Dew showed off last year at the NACS show, the National.
Convenience store thing. I
Yeah,
forgot what it was called.
but they showed off Hard Code Red, right? And it was supposed.
National Association of Convenience Stores. Sorry, move on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
um, Lots of candy snacks releases teased to there.
Yeah.
So they
It's like the
showed.
E3 of
Yeah, the E3 of
snacks
food.
and drinks and stuff, basically, but like
Yeah.
way smaller.
Um, Rip E3, by the way.
Oh yeah, rip E3.
um, so they showed off Hard Code Red at the NACS show. And it was supposed to release in February. Around that time, I think internally was when they made the decision to pull the plug, pull out, kill Blue Cloud distribution. Um, and we haven't really heard anything about Code Red, Hard Code Red since then. Is it still coming? Was it scrapped? We don't really know. If I had to guess, I would say if we're getting it, it's definitely not going to be this year.
Probably not for a while, but yeah, it was initially planned to replace hard watermelon the same way that Livewire replaced black cherry. And yeah, I will say I do think watermelon is one of the weaker links, one of the weaker flavors, but yeah, kind of looking forward to Code Red, but we don't know when it's coming, but
Or if it's coming. Hopefully it's coming. I'll be disappointed if they just pull the plug on it. But
yeah.
it's just hard to tell, hard to know. It could be one of those things that, Blue Cloud planned it and then Boston Beer came in and they were like, nah. Or
Yeah.
maybe they just said, hey, let's kick it down the line. Let's get into all 50 states first and then we'll talk new flavors. That could be it too. We
That
probably
does
won't.
make a lot more sense as a business strategy, I think, because right now they're probably just working on the transition away from Blue Cloud into Boston beer distribution.
Right.
So probably just got their hands tied with that.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then am I forgetting anything else?
They
Current
also
wise?
made the hard Baja Blast mix pack permanent,
Yes,
I
they did.
believe. Yeah.
That is now permanent. Which
Yep.
that's pretty cool. I'm not mad about it. I do really like. I feel like it's a solid pack. I think it makes sense for it to be permanent.
Yeah. One thing that does confuse me though. They were originally planning on making a new flavor for that one, right? Like
Yes, from the
for
gosh, what did they even call it? The chief hard officer.
yeah, the chief hard officer promo where I think one lucky uh one lucky winner got to be the chief hard officer of Hard Mountain Dew, and they got to like go scuba diving, I think, with sharks.
Yeah,
And like yeah, I think flew out to like Florida.
I think so.
Yeah. And then they also got the opportunity to try a new flavor of hard Baja that they were going to release for the year after, but I guess that might not have worked out the way that they planned.
It's
Yeah.
disappointing because like I saw that and I was like, "Ooh, it's gonna be hard deep dive." Like that'd have been awesome.
That would have been really cool though, but
But like now, I guess we'll just never know.
and at the same time, hard deep dive might not be that different from hard Baja Blast.
This is true. This is very true.
Yeah. Yeah, after that in Canada, we got another dual release. Back to the canned dual releases, we got Summer Freeze and Purple Thunder again.
And I know a lot of people, again, are very upset at Canada because they wanted Summer Freeze back.
Yeah,
I'm not mad about it, but I think it's cool that Canada gets something cool that the United States doesn't. You know?
I would have rather had like Freedom Fusion or Star Spangled Splash personally, but
Yeah.
I guess I can't complain, but I'm not the hugest fan of Summer Freeze, so I'm not gonna
Yeah.
buy a whole lot of it.
Um.
It's cool that we did get an exclusive though.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
One other thing for Canada, I don't know how we forgot it. Permanent Code Red.
Oh yeah, right. Permanent Code Red. Yeah, it came out. I forgot what month was it. Like February or March?
I think so.
Yeah,
I'm
I already
blanking
forgot,
too.
but yeah. For those out of the loop, Code Red has been dead in Canada since like 2019, I believe. I mean, if you don't count like Code Red on fountains being at Circle K for a little bit there, but it's not as good
Yeah.
on the fountain, at least on the Circle K fountain, because they never clean those. Don't get fountain drinks at Circle K. I think that's that's the moral of the story here. But yeah, they did bring back Code Red bottles only, unfortunately, and they changed the formula. They removed the orange juice in it.
And on that note, as we recently discovered when Darn and I were having a conversation the other day, they apparently removed orange juice from original Mountain Dew too.
Yeah, in Canada, I had no idea about this, but then Tebow here, he's working with Sporked on a article for like comparing the Canadian and American releases of Mountain Dews. So I actually sent him original Mountain Dew without even looking at the ingredients, and he read it and he looked at it. And there's no orange juice concentrate in the ingredients list. And that confused me because it's always had orange juice in it,
Right.
even in Canada. But yeah, I looked a little further and I saw like an Amazon Canada review. It's from some guy named Gary in like 2023 May. And I looked at the ingredients list of like cans that were damaged in transit, and I saw that there was no orange juice on the ingredients for those either. So
So it's been gone
um,
for at least a year.
nobody told me about this. I had no clue. I don't drink a lot of original Mountain Dew, so I don't have any on hand to confirm, but like that's a thing that happened.
It's just so interesting to me that like that happened, and it seems like no one's talking about it.
Yeah. But now we're talking about it.
Yeah. It's interesting
Uh
though because I when I compared it, obviously I'm not gonna spoil my comparison too much, but when I compared it with original Mountain Dew, the United States, I almost found myself liking the Canadian one a little bit more.
yeah, and I mentioned it in another Discord server, and one person did tell me that they did think that at one point it started to taste a little better.
Hmm,
So I'm wondering if the new formula for OG Dew actually does taste better in Canada now. I haven't
interesting.
tried it, so I couldn't tell you, but
Interesting.
yeah. I will say I don't think the Code Red reformulation is better. It has like an aftertaste that's similar to Sprite for me.
Hmm,
I mean, it's not bad. I wouldn't call it worse, but I wouldn't call it better. It's more just different.
gotcha.
Yeah. I do prefer the American Code Red though, which continues to have orange juice in it.
So I think that takes us up to just what's to come this year, right?
Yeah, I believe we talked about all that
Everything that
is.
has.
Yeah, everything that's happened. So, yeah, next month in June,
Big
we're going
month.
to see four new flavors, or one returning flavor and three new flavors.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, first and foremost, we've got the return of the patriotic flavors. We've got Liberty Chill,
Yeah.
formerly known as Liberty Brew. We've got Star Spangled Splash and Freedom Fusion.
Yeah.
Freedom Fusion is lemonade peach, right?
I believe so, yeah. And then the Star Spangled Splash, it looks like it's strawberry raspberry.
It's
Like a
interesting. That was what we were told at first, and now the flavor text just says red berry, but I would believe that it's still strawberry raspberry.
Yeah, I mean,
Interesting
if you're
choice of
looking at,
words.
uh, some of the flavors, they say like fruit punch on it, and then there's pictures of fruits in the background. I would usually go off of what the pictures of the fruits mean, rather than
Right.
the flavor text these days, because like if you're going off the flavor text, it's just gonna say fruit punch.
Like Pitch Black saying
Yeah.
dark
Oh yeah, that one
dark
says
citrus
like,
punch.
yeah, my favorite fruit punch flavor, pitch black.
Yes, exactly. Um I'm excited for the the patriotic flavors. There's a little bit of hesitance in my voice. I have a very well-known distaste for the patriotic flavors in general. I don't like Liberty Brew. I think the 50 flavors thing is a lie. My mind will never be changed on that.
It just tastes like a very strong blue raspberry and like cherry flavor.
Which I think that's fine, but like in my opinion, just give it a flavor. Don't tell me that it's 50 flavors. It's not 50 flavors.
And they do continue to say that it is 50 flavors in one on the tagline.
Now, Star Spangled Splash, I'm very excited for. I think that has potential to be really good.
Yeah, we don't have enough strawberry flavors these days.
We definitely don't, and I feel like this could really fill the void as long as it's not too raspberry forward. That's what I'm afraid of, really, with it. And then of course with Freedom Fusion, we've had how many peach flavors just be entirely canceled? We're finally getting one.
Oh yeah, because they were planning on making a Peach Madness at Wawa
Yep.
exclusive, and then there was also that Peach Kickstart that's been in purgatory for ages.
And Happy Do Year.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Happy Do Year. Yeah,
So many peach flavors just never seeing the light of day. And finally, granted it's peach lemonade, but I think that's a good combination. They did just do mango lemonade, so there's probably going to be some people that are angry about that. But to me, there's a pretty distinct difference between mango and peach.
yeah, for sure. I mean, they are like similar. They have a similar vibe, but yeah, they're still different. And I'm looking forward to peach as well. I love peach flavored things.
I think overall it's a pretty solid promo. Yeah, right, because I would say all three flavors sound to be pretty different from each other, right? Like there'll be something for everyone in theory. Um,
Yeah.
my biggest complaint with it is really just nitpicky. I don't really like the branding of it, but that's my own personal opinion.
Yeah, I think, they're not targeting to you. They're targeting to the general public, and the general public of Mountain Dew flavor, like Mountain Dew buyers, tends to be people that are like, "Yeah, America,
Yep.
yeah," and
Yep.
so that's why
Definitely
they do that type of thing.
nailing that target.
Yep,
I
I do
get it
say,
for sure.
I think the artwork on these new flavors, it does look really cool though.
I will give them
Uh,
that. The artwork
yeah.
is immaculate.
Oh yeah. Speaking of artwork, uh, Maui Burst. You've seen that one?
I so wanted that to be fake. I saw it because the first time I saw it was when someone just found it with no notice or anything. Just found it as just at a store. I saw that and I was like, please, God, let this be fake. Please. And then we found it on Smart Label. And then we knew it was real. I'm so upset that it's real.
Yeah. For our video watchers right now on screen, here is what the Maui Burst used to look like, and then look at what it looks like now. That is a pretty big difference, pretty big drop in quality, which is very unfortunate.
Why what year is this? Right? Why do we need the deal with it sunglasses on what? Why?
Hey, it's 2015 again.
Apparently, I get the Doritos and the MLG gaming going on, I guess. But also, it's really disappointing to me just how much blank space there is on the can. Like,
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't like it.
And there's more detail on like the 6-pack wrappers, for example, because there's like a bit more of a background design to it, but it's just plain yellow on the can.
It was funny because I had someone comment on Facebook. I had a few people comment this actually, that they believe that the design is good because they say it is fitting for Dollar General.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I am totally on board with this now.
Yeah, it almost makes me like it more. But
Hmm.
I it's hard for me to get too upset about it just because I don't really like Maui Burst to begin with. But also, like, it just feels like such a giant step back for
Yeah.
the kinds of designs that they do. Like, this is a perfect example. This can is so cool. Like the flaming
It's so
logo.
dense. There's so much going on with that one.
It's just such a step back.
So Maui Burst, when it came out, was it like 2019, I think?
I think you're right.
Yeah. But around that time, it was before Voltage, Code Red, Livewire had all those designs, and Baja Blast had its modern designs. So it was
It
kind of
really
one,
stood
like one of
out.
the first ones, if not the first one to have that kind of modern, like character mascot driven design.
Yes.
And I think it did hold up pretty well throughout like the 2020s until now. So that's kind of disappointing to see that it looks worse than how it used to.
Yeah.
Like, even though the designs of Mountain Dews have been getting better, like that one's clearly just a step back.
I still hope it's fake, even though I know it's not.
No, it's not fake. There's people who saw it in person. I
Unfortunately
already
real.
told you earlier, you could believe what you want to believe, but like
It's real,
it's real.
sadly.
I don't know what else to tell you, man. Next month we're also seeing another flavor, Infinite Swirl. It'll be exclusive to 7-Eleven and Speedway in the
Very
US.
excited for this one. Because it's pineapple berry flavor. And if we're to believe the label, it looks like there's like some strawberry seeds on the artwork. So if we've got a pineapple strawberry flavor on our hands,
It might be Typhoon.
blue typhoon. Yeah, yeah. I would be okay with some blue typhoon.
Yeah. Hopefully it's more strawberry forward than Typhoon was with the re-release.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I don't think it was bad by any means, but they have just there's been so many pineapple forward releases that, especially compared to how many not strawberry releases we've had, let the strawberry shine a little bit.
Yeah. And like yeah, for those who are unaware about the Typhoon thing, it released on the Dew store for quite a while actually, summer of 2022, I believe.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was I haven't tried it back in the Democracy 2 days, but from what I hear it was a lot more pineapple forward than how it used to be. It tasted more
Yes.
like a strawberry flavored Maui than it did Typhoon.
Definitely back during Democracy, and also back by popular demand when it was only in 2 liters, only at Walmart super centers. I still think that's
That
crazy.
is that
Um,
is the weirdest, most niche exclusive that they've ever done. Even more niche than Food Lion.
yeah, especially because
It's,
back then, like, not every Walmart was a Walmart supercenter. There was lots of Walmarts that weren't Walmart supercenters, and they just didn't get them. Um,
oh yeah. Back then, I felt like Walmart Supercenter was its own thing, kind of like the Walmart Supercenters were way bigger than the regular
Oh
Walmarts.
yeah.
But now these days, like every Walmart's a Supercenter, at least where
Oh
I
yeah.
am.
But that Typhoon back then was way more strawberry forward. So it made the re-release really disappointing. Um yeah. I liked it, but it wasn't the Typhoon that I liked. So this Infinite Swirl, if it is a more strawberry forward blue Typhoon, that's top 10 potential for me, I think.
They have the potential to make it better than how Typhoon was.
Absolutely.
And I hope they take that chance.
I agree 100%.
Was there any more exclusives coming out this year? I don't think so.
I don't think so. They've really dialed back on the exclusives.
Yeah, I guess that's fair though. Like most of the places that could have an exclusive, they have an exclusive. Oh, excuse me. Subway might have an exclusive potentially in the works.
Yes.
Maybe. Well, no, we have no confirmation. No confirmation. Don't harass Subway asking if they'll make an exclusive. But they signed a contract with Pepsi. Starting next year, they will transition away from Coca-Cola and into Pepsi for their drinks. So you know what that means.
There's a chance.
There's a chance that we'll be seeing Mountain Dew get an exclusive, or maybe Pepsi getting an exclusive, or maybe Bubbly getting exclusive.
Or maybe multiple.
We could see, yeah. Subway they have a lot of locations, so that would actually be a good place to have an exclusive.
Talking about Walmart, how many Walmarts have a Subway in it? Like it would be so accessible.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If Subway was to not get a Mountain Dew exclusive flavor, which I hope they do, the next best thing for me would be Pepsi Lime. I would be very okay with that. That'd
That
be awesome.
that makes a ton of sense actually. I don't know why, but that just feels right.
Right?
Pepsi Lime being at Subway just makes sense to me.
And just seems like it would pair very well with their food.
Like it makes more sense to me than pineapple Pepsi at Little Caesars actually.
Good thing they're doing that again.
Yeah, that's true. I am actually a huge fan of Pepsi pineapple.
I
A
think I
lot
picked
more
it
than
up.
I thought I would be.
I think I picked it up once or twice, mainly just because the design was really cool, but I didn't think
Oh
I ended
yeah.
up. It was like one of those. It was like, okay, this was fun to try, but
Yeah. I loved it though. I could taste like it brought out the cinnamon that's in Pepsi for me. And that it just like it brought out a new experience, which I really did not expect.
yeah, that
Like my two favorites of the fruit flavored Pepsis are definitely like lime and mixed berry, but like pineapple, that is a very, very comfortable third for me. I have not tried the peach one though yet.
I bought it, but I haven't tried it.
Fair enough.
Um,
So I guess the next one would be Voodoo.
yeah,
Which Voodoo, that one had an interesting leak. The on Reddit, how that one person on mildly interesting, I think. They were sent like a thing full of like a sheet of labels.
yes, I forgot all
Yeah.
about that for a second. I was like, what was the leak? But yeah, someone
Yeah, that
sheet of
one. Yeah.
labels.
That is very I have no idea how that could even possibly happen. But
Because like,
that is
wasn't it like that they bought something on Amazon and they were sent those labels? It was like the context of it was really weird.
yeah, I think that was what happened. They ordered something on Amazon and that showed up at their house.
I do think the post got deleted because I think Reddit talked to them into deleting it.
Yeah, it was deleted from Reddit. It was probably reposted, so you'll probably find that picture somewhere.
Oh yeah.
A coworker of mine showed me that post actually.
I think so far all we really know is that it's a collaboration again, but I know there's been
Yeah,
test bottles that have gone out, but I haven't seen anyone that has actually said anything about the flavor this year.
I think people said either like Skittles or Sweet Tarts.
Hmm.
Whenever someone says that a Voodoo is Sweet Tarts flavor, we all know how that went.
Yeah, that kind of has me slamming next to Doubt. Although, maybe Sweet Tarts will want to collaborate.
Yeah. Who owns Sweethearts? Wonka?
Me, Nestle.
On it, like Willy Wonka.
I want to say it's Nestle, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I definitely. I don't know. I hope that it goes well. I hope that whatever they keep doing collaborations, because these collaborations, they're brand.
I definitely feel like it is like breathing new life into the Voodoo line. Some people don't like that, and some people want Voodoo to go away. But
Yeah.
I feel like Voodoo's good. I feel like Voodoo is definitely here to stay for a while in terms of that Halloween slot.
Yeah, isn't it like selling pretty consistently well
Yes.
every year? So I see no reason why it needs to die, especially because it's one of the few LTOs that still gets 0.
A lot of people are going to have opinions and thoughts about what I'm going to say, and this is definitely kind of a loaded statistic, but Voodoo did sell better than Pitch Black in 2023. Now, obviously, there's probably a lot of reasons for that, including availability of Pitch Black, but it did sell better than Pitch Black.
I actually didn't know that. That surprised me, but I guess that makes sense though, considering that they probably made a lot less Pitch Black than they did Voodoo.
Yeah. But with that being said, I think it is safe to assume they're going to keep, especially now that the collaboration money's coming in, they're going to keep doing it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It just makes sense. It just works.
It makes financial sense. If it makes financial sense, Pepsi is going to do it.
Also, I was wrong. Nestle sold Sweet Tarts to Ferrero. Ferrero owns Sweet Tarts now.
Ah, yeah, Ferrero. They're the ones that make those hard to eat balls.
Yes. Personal, do you have any specific Halloween candy that you want to see made into Voodoo?
Peach Sour Patch Kids. They're my favorite. They're my absolute favorite. Here in Canada, they don't call them Peach Sour Patch Kids. I learned like a year or two ago that they're under the Sour Patch Kids brand in the US, but here they're just called Fuzzy Peaches, made by Maynard's.
That I could see that being really good.
It's just my favorite. That's all I want, please. Make it as sour as Voodoo 2022. And then I would drink so much of that.
Personally, what I really want to see is there's a specifically I feel like it would work best as a collaboration with Tootsie. The caramel apple suckers.
Wait, those caramel apple suckers? Like the green and brown ones?
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Like these.
Oh, that would be very good.
That needs to be a Voodoo. I feel like Tootsie
would absolutely. If Thrashed Apple existed, if it still existed, that would kill it for me.
That because at that point, that is literally just better Thrashed Apple. I'm gonna make so many people mad by saying that. Better Thrashed Apple in every way.
I think both of us are agreement here. The thing with Thrashed Apple is that it's just too simple. It was too simple. If there was like cinnamon or caramel in there, it would have made it a lot better.
Anything.
Yeah, but it's just green apple and that's it.
It wasn't a bad flavor. It just wasn't exciting. Like I didn't have enough reason to want to pick it up. And like every time I have drank it, because I picked up a couple bottles before it was gone for good. But every time I've drank it, I've mixed it with Smirnoff salted caramel vodka. And it's so much better. That sounds
good, yeah.
It is fantastic. It's a great, and it makes me wish all the more for something like this. Because it would be so good. Please Tootsie, collaborate.
Or even I mean, that one could also very well not be branded too, because it's just. I think I've seen so many knockoffs of that one, that
True.
particular sucker.
They could get away with doing having that be a generic voodoo, just caramel
Yeah,
apple.
yeah, it'd be more recognizable than like fruit candy blank or whatever.
So that just takes us to Game Fuel, right?
Yeah, Game Fuel's coming back again. Citrus cherry, obviously, and then the new flavor
No, you're happy about that.
is Midnight Mission, blackberry flavored. That one I'm very excited for.
I'm right there with you. I am very excited for Midnight Mission. It sounds anytime that blackberry is in the conversation, it's always a good flavor. Legend, Darkberry Bash.
Darkberry Bash, Purple Thunder is blackberry.
Every single blackberry flavor is just so good, and it, with the exception of Purple Thunder, which we just got in cans, most of them we haven't had canned. But this one we're getting in cans. I just have really high hopes for this flavor, and I really hope that maybe the distribution situation is a little bit better this time. I mean, they know the
Yeah, I hope
demand's
so.
there.
Yeah, they have sales numbers. They just need to push more out of there. Although at the same time, I think there's still a few people who have actually still found like citrus cherry in the
I would
wild,
love to be one of those people.
like well after it
Wow.
was gone. I think that just depends on your area how many people actually care about that.
I remember for my experience last year with Game Fuel, as much as I talk down on the dew locator, because it's not reliable. I'll go on record saying that. I don't think it's reliable at all. I don't like it at all. I don't like using it. That being said, it was the only reason that I found Game Fuel at any point last year.
Wow.
Because I checked it and it said it's at Dollar General, and I went there and there was 2 12 packs of citrus cherry, and I bought both of them, and then I never saw it again in
Wow.
cans. But like it sold so fast. I think they massively underestimated just the popularity of the name Mountain Dew Game Fuel
Yeah.
with
Or maybe it
Master
was because
Chief.
they ruined the brand for a little bit there with the energy
Gosh,
drinks that they released.
with the
It was really just
resealable lids.
they were really just kickstarts with a different name. The orange one tasted like the orange kickstart. Actually, the cherry one kind of tasted like Code Red a bit.
I'm trying to remember what other flavors they had. There's a blue
They
one,
had
right?
yeah, there's a blue one. That one was the most popular one. That wasn't LTO. They had the regular Dew one, and there was the yellow tropical one,
And then of course Dr. Disrespect. Citrus cherry.
and Courageous Sherbet.
Right, I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
Um uh for me, I just feel like I know you kind of touched on this a little bit earlier. I just feel like Mountain Dew kind of sucks at making energy drinks.
yeah, they do.
And it kind of feels like Pepsi is kind of backing off with that. You know, they cut Mountain Dew Energy. I think they cut Cherry Amp.
They
Um,
did. Yeah, they killed it. I think it's completely dead now.
I was trying to keep up with the expiration dates in the Discord. I don't remember. I don't think there's been any sightings on that in a while. It just feels like they're gradually cutting little by little all of their energy things. I know they cut back Kickstart on some SKUs. Like I know
Yeah, they
strawberry,
killed Grape Kickstart here in Canada, so we just have Fruit Punch and Orange now.
and I know grape in the United States. I think I saw that they killed it in every market except for one. So it's
Oh,
super regional. I know strawberry startup is super regional, which is disappointing because that one just came out.
yeah, that
Um,
one was one of the better ones.
it seems like
Yeah.
they're going more of the route of Rockstar and Celsius, which I'd be less mad if them going the Rockstar route if they were doing better things with Rockstar.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Rockstar in the US is not releasing a lot of good products. Like they're
Yeah, like the Focus line. Have you tried that?
I have not tried the Focus line.
My hopes were so high for those, right? Because first of all, there's like 7 flavors in it, and I was like, oh, those are gonna be awesome. And then all of the ones that I wanted to try are exclusive to the West Coast.
Oh.
Like the honeydew one is exclusive to the West Coast. That was the one I was the
Why
most
is
excited for.
that was also the one I wanted to try the most. Yeah, I might be able to try it at some point.
But I tried the couple that are out here, and they're just okay. Like they're not anything to send a postcard about, which is really disappointing to me. You know?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the punch flavors that they've released in the US aren't anything exciting either. Like the Rockstar Punch line, they peaked with the lime freeze and
Yes.
the blackberry goji,
Oh
like
my
Master
god.
Chief one.
Yes. That one is
Those
so
two,
good.
that was when they peaked, and then it's just been straight downhill. Which is really unfortunate because they have the potential to make really good, solid energy drinks, but they just
Were those
keep messing around.
were those pre-Pepsi?
Actually, they might have been. I'm not sure.
Because
They still make a lime freeze in regionally though.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like just like thinking of all the flavors of Rockstar that I like, I don't think Pepsi made any of them. Like, because I love whipped strawberry. That's probably one of my favorite energy drinks ever. But I know Pepsi
That
had
one's very
nothing to
good.
do with that. But like for me, that if they would just forget focus, forget recovery. Recovery's okay, but forget them. Just expand the Rockstar Boom line. Give me whipped blueberry. Give me whipped raspberry. That'd be awesome.
Whipped lemon? That might be weird actually. I don't know.
Whipped pineapple. Like there's a lot of potential in the Boom line, and I can't believe that they haven't like even tried because whipped strawberry is so popular.
Yeah, exactly.
Whipped blackberry.
And I don't have any verification for this, but I've heard that some people have been having a hard time finding a regular amp as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I
I don't know. I have no
guess
sources.
I guess that would play into them quietly killing all of their energy drinks.
And like me personally, I haven't seen amp in a while in Canada. Yeah, they have 2 flavors of amp in Canada. It was like the regular one. It wasn't Mountain Dew branded, but it is the same exact. And there's a blue one, mixed berry. That one's pretty good. But
I don't know if I've ever tried that one. That's interesting though that might be going away. I don't think that was on my radar. We'll have to we'll have to start tracking that in the Discord.
yeah,
But was there more for 2024?
after Game Fuel, no.
Definitely, I feel like obviously lots of differing opinions, especially on Reddit. Lots of great opinions on Reddit. But in my opinion, I feel like this year is really solid for Dew, if I'm being honest. Between Permanent Baja Blast, which whether you love or hate Baja Blast, I feel like you've got to respect that Baja Blast is the GOAT. Other than OG.
Yeah.
I feel like it
I think
well deserves the spot.
I think that Baja Blast is the best flavor. It's not my favorite flavor, but I think it is the best flavor of Mountain Dew.
But yes, I'm with you 100%. Like I don't
Yeah.
even know if I would put it in A tier. Maybe A minus, but like it has cemented its status. I always say that it is a brand within itself.
Yeah.
It far and away deserves the permanency that it has now.
Absolutely.
Between the Baja spin-offs that we had this year, Liberty Brew coming back via Liberty Chill. The Patriotics, Infinite Swirl. We got a lot of really good stuff this year. I feel like this is a pretty solid year.
Yeah. It might not be the best year for zero sugars though, or
That is
exclusives,
true.
but like there's a lot coming out and there's a lot on the radar.
I will say, in the realm of zero, Pepsi released Mug Zero Sugar Root Beer a couple months
Oh
ago.
yeah.
And I am a huge fan of that. It is really good.
I have not tried it myself, but I've heard very good things. And I'm just happy for the people who can drink that zero sugar mug root beer, and I hope that it continues to sell well. And
Yeah.
here in Canada, we did get a zero sugar Pepsi Lime, which you guys didn't even get, even though you have the full sugar Pepsi Lime, and I think it's pretty good.
It's
Uh,
weird. Did I say that it's permanent in Canada? Or did I not
it
see
is
that?
permanent.
It is?
Yeah, yeah. The Pepsi Lime Zero, it is permanent in Canada, from what I hear.
Interesting.
But only in cans. They did release bottles, but that was for a limited time, and I don't see them anymore.
Wow, so it's a very limited.
Yeah, and they actually recently released cherry Pepsi Zero in bottles as well here,
Hmm.
which we didn't have before. We only had the diet one.
The other thing that we could mention, I guess it's not for this year, but it is something that we found out about, and it is very exciting. 2025, we already got word about something that's going to be releasing in terms of another Baja spinoff.
Yeah, the Paloma Punch. Yeah, I don't know all the details about that, but it's like they'll be releasing it at Taco Bell as a freeze, which sounds exciting.
And for those of you that aren't familiar with what a Paloma is, it's a cocktail that has grapefruit and lime flavors in it, which to
Mm.
me, that sounds like that's going to translate really, really well to a Baja spinoff.
Yeah, they haven't really done many cocktail ones since like 2021.
Yeah,
Uh, well, I think Baja Punch, it was originally planned to be a Mai Tai, which I
yeah,
don't think is the case in actual practice. But then, Baja Flash was based on a pina colada, and it did continue to be a pina colada,
right.
basically. And that one was very good. And I'm
But
glad that they're going back to that,
yeah, I think that's
that
definitely.
cocktail theme.
I think it's a good direction to go with it, and
Yeah.
especially in terms of Taco Bell's food. It seems like that combination of flavors is going to pair very well with Taco Bell, and even the little banner that's on the picture that we got said that it pairs well with tacos or whatever they said.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Baja Blast was originally formulated to taste good with Taco Bell, so it only makes sense that another flavor that would be heavily associated with Taco Bell would also kind of be formulated with Taco Bell's food in mind.
Exactly.
I will say I'm not a fan of grapefruit, so I might not like that one as much, but I am hopeful.
What I'm curious about, I know I'm setting myself up for disappointment because I've mentioned this twice already this podcast. But there's a flavor of Fago called Fago 6040 that's grapefruit lime. So it makes me wonder how it's going to compare to Fago 6040.
I think I tried that one and I was not a huge fan.
Maybe I should try mixing that with Baja Blast.
Yeah, maybe that might be an interesting thing to do.
But yeah, I'm excited. It's super exciting. I think that leak came in like a month ago, which is really early for leaks for the following year. It kind of came out of nowhere.
But it was leaked. Wasn't it leaked through like Taco Bell, a Taco Bell source instead of a Mountain Dew
It
source?
was our Mountain Dew source, one of them.
Oh, okay, that's interesting then, because we usually get our Mountain Dew news in like August.
Yeah, and it was like out of nowhere too. It came in my DMs, and I was like, "Excuse me, what? Hello?"
guess it might just be but at the same time it can be subject to change because
Yeah.
last year we were supposed to get Caribbean Splash as a Taco Bell freeze,
Yes.
and it would have replaced Baja Blast for the summer, but they didn't go through with it.
Maybe Joe's Fountain.
Or it could be Fountain, yeah.
I don't think we mentioned it at all for last year or this year. Baja Blast Gelato was tested last year at like one Taco Bell and it sold out in like 3 days. But
Oh yeah.
it's releasing nationwide at the end of the summer. I don't think we have a
Oh,
specific date yet, but end of the summer, you're gonna be able to get Baja Blast Gelato at any Taco Bell nationwide.
that'll be very interesting. I wonder how people are gonna think about
I'm,
that one.
I'm pretty interested to try that. Honestly, Taco Bell in general has kind of been really stepping it up this year. Definitely really excited about the giant Cheez It Crunch Wrap. It's going to be releasing soon.
Yeah. And then here, I think they killed my nearest Taco Bell. So
Really?
yeah. Or no, not my nearest one, but the one that I would usually go to. It used to be a combination KFC Taco Bell, but I think it's just a KFC now.
I feel like someone else mentioned that to me that like a lot of KFC Taco Bells in Canada were going that route, and it makes me curious why.
I don't know. I thought I heard that they were trying to expand it, but maybe they're just trying to. Maybe they might just be killing it so they could build more like standalone restaurants. It's
Hmm,
my hope, but
maybe.
oh, I just forgot. There's one more do news thing we did not talk about at all.
How did we forget? It
How did
just
we
happened.
forget? Yeah, we just found out that like a few weeks ago in Korea they released Mountain Dew Zero Sugar Blue, a blue Mountain Dew flavor that's
What a
called
name.
Blue. Yeah, uses the exact same design as Dark Berry Bash, except there's a shark on it, and it is what was the flavor? Black raspberry lemon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is so interesting to me because I know there's going to be a lot of people that see Darkberry Bash's artwork and think, okay, that's just Korean Darkberry Bash. But, lemon, black raspberry, if we're comparing to another flavor, it's kind of close to Uranova,
Yeah, it
European
does kind
Supernova.
of sound like Euronova more than that. Yeah. But I did a little bit of reading on black raspberry. It seems to be its own flavor, separate from blackberry, separate
That
from
sounds
raspberry.
promising then.
Just the lemon, it does sound like it might be Euronova, but Euronova itself to me it tasted like voltage with lemon in it.
There's definitely like a
So
nice smoothness to Uranova.
our sellers on the Dew market, they're trying to get a hold of it. Please be patient, but if you want to get Mountain Dew Blue Zero Sugar, the Dew market might be one of the easiest ways to get it.
If you don't want to shell out like $300 for shipping.
Yeah, no, the shipping is insane. You're gonna,
Yeah.
yeah,
I feel like though this is another one of the cases that like I know there's gonna be a lot of people that are really mad about this. I saw people in my comments mad about it, like, oh, I hate these country exclusive flavors. This is stupid. I think it's cool. I think it's awesome.
yeah,
Like so many countries don't have any flavors of Mountain Dew besides original. Like this is super cool, especially because it's not one that we have here.
yeah. Korea only has regular Mountain Dew, and it's
Exactly.
probably a different formula. I've tried the Japanese Mountain Dew. I don't really like that one as much as the.
It's interesting too because the way that the press release reads, it makes it sound like they're going to be doing a lot more flavors of Mountain Dew in Korea. Like that it was like the first of many. So that's pretty exciting. Like if there's more on the way.
Yeah, that sounds good though. I hope so.
Absolutely.
International exclusives. There's nothing bad about it other than having to pay for shipping
Yeah.
costs. But it's selfish to think about it that way though. Just think of it more like these people who don't drink Mountain Dew. They're getting more excuses to get into the brand. They're getting their own flavors. They get to try new things, and we get to try new things by importing it. That's cool.
But also, like, for us, that's where the do market comes in.
Yeah, exactly. You know, secondhand market. It seems to be doing well. It seems to be booming.
Shout out to Panox.
They're not taking something away from you just for releasing a new flavor somewhere else.
Which
They did take away
that's-
honeydew to release it in Canada, but still.
But like typically it isn't the case. And it seems to be a misconception there that right, like that Summer Freeze releasing in Canada, like that was taken away from us and just given to Canada. Like that's not a thing that they do.
Oh man, we need to take away Summer Freeze, give it to the Canadians. No Americans will ever have it, ever.
We'll spite the fans.
How long was that ramble that we were about to do an outro and then we rambled again?
I don't know. I think about 15 minutes.
Thank you for sticking around, everyone.
Great first episode in my opinion.
Yeah, I enjoyed recording it. I hope to see you guys next week.
Definitely great to be back. Hope to have you all continue to join us on the journey of the Team Supernova podcast.
We got a really good episode coming out next episode, that's for sure.
Heck yeah.
All right, yeah, thank you for having me, Tebow.
As always, nice to have you.
Bye. I don't know how to end this.
Yeah, we'll have to come up with something.
Oh yeah, join the Do Drinker Discord if you haven't already, and you could talk to us like directly through that.
Yeah.